You've been working with Felipe for a long, long time, and Ferrari and here. How is that relationship? Because we know I mean, you have a very good friendship with him. How is working with Felipe?
I enjoy it. I think it's good. You know, I work less closely with him now than I did in the past. Obviously, with my role here in Williams, but I enjoy it. I think he's a great team player. You know, he has a lot to offer in terms of his speed and his consistency as well in the race, and how he'll always bring us points. But he works very well within the team as well. He's a great team player. He understands what we need him to do. You know, he understands that this is a project, if you like, at Williams. It's a longer term project of getting the team more towards the front of the grid, and he's really happy to be a part of that and to play his part in it. And he does a really good job.
How did you leave that moment in 2008 when you were almost cheering the World Championship? Because I never asked you that before, but was a very frustrating thing for Felipe. But what, in your point of view, you were following it, or you knew that maybe Hamilton was winning the championship?
No, I that moment in time, yeah, I knew that I'd seen Felipe cross the line and win the race, and then Hamilton and Glock were still in the last corners. So yeah, I was watching that rather than trying to celebrate the World Championship. I was happy that we'd run the race. I was happy that we'd had a really good weekend. To be honest, it would have been nice to win the World Championship. It didn't come off, And when I saw that Lewis crossed the line in front of Timo, then it was fait accompli.
Always we ask a driver if you have a motivation or somebody to look after, like a driver or a person in Formula One. You like an engineer. What you were looking for? An engineer or a team principal, or drivers when you were like want to be in Formula One? Did you have a role model and say, oh, I want to follow that steps, or not?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I think that you kind of just look to who the famous and most prolific designers of the day were, and look to try and to follow in their footsteps, to emulate them. When I was growing up, I think it was people like Patrick, Patrick Head, who was very successful at the time. Adrian, who was young. Adrian knew he was young, but he was really successful, and just looking at what they did. But I think for us engineers, it's more about trying to follow your own path. I mean, along the way, then I've been lucky enough to work with some really great people. I would when I went to Ferrari and I had, my boss was Ross Brawn. That was really good for me. Jean Todt, who was a great manager and kind of took me under his wing. And mentored me to a certain extent in the early part of my career at Ferrari and helped me along. Pat Simmons here is also a really good ally and a mentor in part as well. So I think I've been really lucky to work with some great people along the way.